Hey guys, it's Brandon. Let's have another Blitz game here. And let's play e4. What the heck? I don't really know e4, but excuse me, let's just play it. Modern defense. Okay, I'll just play d4. Get the big pawn center. Bishop g7. Okay, knight f4, defending the pawn. Now, I don't know any theory here about the modern defense because it's not something that usually comes up. But maybe he's thinking about bishop to g4, so I'm just going to play h3. Okay. So he's sort of putting pressure on my center. Okay, bishop out, just that's some more protection to d4. Bishop c4, bishop d3. Not really sure. Go bishop d2. Just one of those safety kind of moves. So if the knight moves away, there may be some pressure on this point. But the knight didn't come to f6, where it would have been convenient for putting pressure here. So how about we just work on opening the center, since his king is in the center. I'm sure he'll castle next move, but let's just gain a little space. Okay, he can't push e5 because of the knight hanging. That's an interesting move. Knight takes, bishop takes. If I play bishop to e4, he'll take the knight with check. What if I flick in this check? Let's see how he deals with it. Let's just see what happens here. And all of a sudden I'm down a minute in time. Okay, so his knights look a little bit passive. So I can play e takes, forcing f takes. And then at some point, maybe getting some pressure on the f file. I'm going to play queen d2 and try to... Well, I'm not sure where else to put this queen, so... Castles, maybe he'll play for queenside castles, actually, and try to hit some f-file pressure. He does have this this center point here. Okay, that basically rules out kingside castling. I'm going to play the rook to the e-file just to have some protection of this pawn at some point down the road, maybe. Okay, that gets out of the pin. Let's bring the other rook to the center. Yeah, it looks like he's going queenside here. What about takes knight? If he takes with the bishop, I'm going to move some pieces over to the queen side because that's where it sort of looks like he's going. I think he has to play takes here. I don't think there's another way for him to defend the knight. And I have to play a little bit faster because, well, I'm down a minute and a half in time. Anyway, if he castles queenside, which it looks like is his plan, he's definitely going to be playing for pressure on the f-file. I can't say that's a bad plan. I don't really have any open lines to his king at the moment. Yeah. So what about takes, something takes? Queen takes knight g5 doesn't work. How about we offer a queen trade? It probably won't be taken, but I can play something like knight g5 after that, looking for just for a point to break against. Actually, this light square bishop is actually a little bit annoying. Alright, well, he traded queens, so nobody's probably getting mated in this circumstance. I'm going to play f3 just to support the e-pawn. And there's not really any ideas for me here. He's going for a push anyway. G4, G takes, give him the H file. No, I'm not sure. What about knight coming into D5? I mean, he's going to try to get some play going against my king, but okay, I'm threatening a fork. So he has to take the knight or move the king or something. Threatening, yeah. Yeah, with just rooks on the board, though, I don't think this is that scary. If he plays check, then everything's fine. This looks like a draw. This position looks pretty drawn. I just wanted to get out of the pin, so if he takes, I could retake with the g-pawn. Now he's putting pressure on the f-pawn, so if takes, I have to be able to defend my f-pawn. My rooks aren't very coordinated, and I don't really have a break point. So he seems like he sort of has the play here, but I don't know. The position seems pretty safe. I could consider rook takes f3. Is he going to double? I'm not sure. What about g4 here? Rook takes, pawn takes, rook to f2, rook behind it, but then I think I can circle in on the pawn with the king. I'm just trying to block things up a little bit. The point is, if rook takes, pawn takes, rook to f3. Or rook to f1, rook to f8, and then king to move the king around, and I should be able to grab that pawn. And I'm pretty low on time here, so why don't we take, block things up a little bit. Try to exchange some pieces on the f-file. Oops, that was a mouse slip. I meant to play under the f-file. I also have this pass pawn now. Yeah, this isn't good. I'm going to bring my king back, and if he plays check, I'm going to play here. Try to get these rooks off. That's what happens when you get mouse slips and you're in time pressure. Okay, let's try to push this pawn. And then try to grab the f-file. Maybe I can pre-move pushing again. Okay, now I have the f-file. And I'm going to grab this pawn. Try to get my king in. Maybe on these light squares here. Oh, I just blundered a rook. So it's just a time run here. So let's see if I can draw it on time. Yeah, got the draw. It was on time. And I think maybe I had some play here if I had just not mouse slipped. Where was the mouse slip? Yeah, I let his rooks in. Here. I played rook to G1 when I meant to play rook to F1 just to challenge this F file, but... And then even if he doubled rooks, rook takes rook, rook takes rook, his rook doesn't really have any entry squares. Excuse me, along the rank, because my king is nicely covering the entry squares on the F file. And then maybe I could have gotten this rook back, played it back over here, and started trying to push this pawn, and then gotten the F file myself, and then tried to do some stuff. So anyway, got the draw in time. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.